Whoa, whoa, see that guy right there? Looks like he hit rock bottom. Well, that guy is actually me. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation. It all started in the... People are kinda sadistic. They like stories when people get hurt and other terrible things, but fret not, cause I'm here to whet that appetite. But for the most part, I didn't get hurt too often in my childhood. I never broke any bones or got into fights. My calcium was on point. But there's this one story that comes to mind where things could have taken a turn for the worse. I almost died before a school trip. It was a regular spring afternoon, and on this day, we had a state competition for school. This competition was for a thing called Odyssey of the Mind. It's sorta hard to explain, but basically, it's like a problem-solving thing, and our group did a play on Lord of the Rings with food puns instead. We took 5th place. My mom was getting things ready for the drive, so that left me and my friend at the time, let's just call him John for anonymous stuff, to do whatever we wanted. My dad crafted a little zip line between 2 trees a few years back, but it wasn't one of those that you hold on to and just go down the tree. This one you actually sat down in, and there was a rope that the other person would hold on to and pull the other person up. Super safe, 10 out of 10, totally good. This is fine. This caught our attention, but there's one thing we didn't notice. It was pretty well worn. As my friend was pulling me up, something sounded kinda off, and then... the zipline completely gave out, and I was on the ground. Kinda dazed, I looked up at my friend and he had a look of absolute terror. I had my hand on my head, and as I removed it, it was completely covered with blood. The metal pulley actually bonked me in the head. Laying there sort of like Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z, I told him to get my parents. He just kinda stood there for a second and paused, then...
Oh my god! Eric's mom, we need help! Oh!
Jeez, that kinda peaked. I never get that loud. Alright. After laying there for a while, I started to get impatient, so I hobbled over to the house. Me being the good boy I am, I waited by the door. My head was all bloodied after all. I didn't want to stay in the inside of the house. My mom walked over to the door and just saw me out through it. Yeah! We rushed to the hospital and I got my head stapled. Usually they ask you if you want the numbing agent, but me being the tough badass I was like, nah, I don't want it. Wow. We got my head stapled and we were on our way to Orlando. Outside of the giant bloody gash in my head, I'd say the trip was pretty good. I also couldn't go in the pool. I really wanted to go in that pool.